As many of you know, this year is the 15th year of Vicky Frames. Quite a long journey, quite an eventful journey for an event that started off small, and as a platform for the industry and its interface with the government. Vicky Frames is really 3 days of lots of debates, lots of issue raising and awareness around the issues facing the media and entertainment industry. And our report is a very, very integral part of that. This year, the report promises to be an interesting one, given that 2013 was a somewhat soft year for the industry. The industry grew at about 12%, but to put it in perspective, that's not bad given where Indian industry overall stood. The Indian economy grew at only about 4.6-4.7% GDP. The first half of the year was not so bad, but the second half of the year was fairly disastrous for most parts of the Indian economy. But the media industry came in fairly well at 12%. 2014 looks to be a somewhat better year for the industry, with election spending coming in. Estimates range from about 4,000 to 5,000 crores of spend happening during election time. This will be a lifesaver for the news business, which has suffered for several years. Many channels were on the verge of close down, and this will prove to be a lifeline for some of them. The print industry is also likely to benefit significantly from election spending. In 2013, print held up fairly strongly, especially regional print, which grew in the mid double digits because we had regional spending from advertisers holding up, but also because we had elections in 5 states. On the television side, advertising still continues to be a challenge. 2013 saw the implementation of the ad cap, where channels were not allowed to have more than 12 minutes of advertising. So there is limited inventory to some degree, and a lot of the volume-driven advertisers will see their revenue shrink. Revenue has moved from some of these smaller channels to the leaders who have been able to raise rates. So media has, for the leaders at least, become a higher yielding business and will continue to do so. So in 2013 we've set the foundation for that. Films, a sector which gets talked about quite a bit, had a blockbuster year in 2012, but in 2013 growth was a little bit more muted than in 2012, largely driven by the fact that we had a softer second half, not as many big movies worked, but also the fact that the multiplexing of India has slowed down. And again, this is driven by the slowdown in the macroeconomy. The slowdown in the macroeconomy means that less commercial estate gets developed. Less commercial real estate means that less malls and therefore less multiplexes. And multiplexes have been a driver of box office revenue for the last decade almost now. So the industry will have to find new ways of growth. Hopefully with digitization coming in, the television industry will be able to launch more channels, new avenues of growth, which will benefit everybody around. Another thing to look forward to in 2014 is the cable companies getting their act together after digitization, with channel packaging, with subscriber management systems, which in turn will then drive average revenue per user up for both cable companies as well as the DTH business. However, overall for advertising, we believe 2014 will continue to be somewhat soft, and hopefully with the new government, new policies and macroeconomic growth picking up in 2014, we will see a much better 2015. So we've revised some of our forecasts, some of them we're sticking to, and lots of new insights in this year's report. If you're going to be at Vicky Frames 2014, look forward to seeing you there.